You're listening to the John and Heidi Show Bonus Hour. If you miss any of the program, you can find the podcast at the bottom of the page at sunnyradio.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday. Today, we have got an amazing day lined up. First of all, going to be visiting with a gentleman about a performance that's coming up this Friday and Saturday. It's called Last Out. And it's based on true story, and the gentleman's a veteran. He served, and this is a really cool program that's free for veterans, military, first responders. Anybody that did not serve, you're certainly welcome to join us. As a matter of fact, we hope you will on Friday night or Saturday night. And then all the proceeds go to the Gary Sinise Foundation. This is presented by the Gary Sinise Foundation. It's going to be at the South Dakota Military Heritage Alliance, and we'll be visiting with the gentleman who actually wrote this play coming up in just a little bit. Also, I want to let you know that there's an air show going on. You might have heard them yesterday. Holy cow. It was unbelievable. I was just out working in the yard. I know it was like 100 degrees out. It was probably not the smartest thing for me to be doing, but I was out working in the yard, getting some water, getting some shade, but I was watching some of the formations that they were doing, getting things ready for the Sioux Falls Air Show, Power on the Prairie. It's officially this Saturday and Sunday, but today is the Sioux Falls Air Show Discover Aviation Day, sponsored by Aerostar. It's from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. Free admission. It's at the Maverick Air Center, 4301 North Maverick Place in Sioux Falls. I was actually there the other day. I had never been there before. So you kind of go on Minnesota Avenue, almost like you're going to drive all the way to North 60th. But right before you get to North 60th, you'll see the turnoff for Maverick Air. Again, just punch in 4301 North Maverick Place, Sioux Falls. And here's some photos on here on the website from the last time they did this. But they're going to be getting new photos today and a whole lot of activities that are going to be set up and ready to come out and have fun. Again, it is free admission, 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. today. And again, it's at the Maverick Air Center. All of the details at facebook.com/sunnyradio and facebook.com/Sioux Falls News.
Give yourself a little credit.
It's more important than ever to have a better credit card. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Give yourself a little credit. Go ahead and switch to bettercreditcards.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Excited to have a guest today telling us about a really cool event that's coming up this weekend. I have Scott Mann, and we're going to talk about a play called Last Out. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hey, John. Thanks for having me on.
Exactly. Excited to have you on. And again, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us. Tell me a little bit about this performance that's coming up this weekend in Sioux Falls.
Oh, I tell you, we are so excited about bringing this play to Sioux Falls. The name of the play is Last Out, Elegy of a Green Beret. And John, I spent about 23 years in the Army, and 18 of that as a Green Beret. Most of that fighting in the War on Terror. Spent a lot of time in Afghanistan. And about 6 years ago, I noticed that as my kids got older, my oldest son said he wanted to be a Green Beret too. And I just started looking around, and I saw that so many Americans were just completely unaware of what was going on in this long war. And all of the movies and the books, they were about, the individuals and teams that go in and kick the doors and jump into the hostile countries. And you never hear about the men and women who go back to places like Afghanistan and Iraq day after day, month after month, year after year. And I wanted to tell that story. So as a public speaker and storyteller, I started putting a play together that would tell that story about a guy named Danny Patton, who's a Green Beret sergeant, fictional character, and his family as they go through this long war. And then to complete my midlife crisis, I decided to learn how to act at 50 and do it from the stage.
I love that. That's really cool. First of all, thank you for your service. I appreciate that, too.
Oh, thanks, John.
Now, this performance in Sioux Falls, it'll be at the South Dakota Military Heritage Alliance, and this is a beautiful facility. It's going to be
really
a great place to do this. Have you done this performance in this area before, or is this the first time in South Dakota?
So we performed this. We went to 16 cities in 2019, John, and one of them was in Vermilion, South Dakota.
Nice.
And it was absolutely one of the best tour stops that we did. There were so many people in that area who had served in Iraq and Afghanistan, a lot of National Guard and Reserve. And we just had, it was such a community event. And that's what this play is about. It is about community. It is about going into communities like Sioux Falls and telling the story of modern war so that civilians can have a better understanding of the impact on warriors and their families. And so veterans, whether they fought in Vietnam or the Gulf War or post 9/11, they can receive the validation of the life that they lived, see it told safely from the stage, and sit among their neighbors, who are civilians, and then do a talk back at the end and really have the conversations that we need to have around this hard subject.
And the event in Sioux Falls is this Friday and Saturday. So there's one performance Friday the 28th and another one on Saturday the 29th at 7 p.m. If people would like to get tickets, they should probably do that sooner rather than later, right?
Yeah, absolutely. If you go to the GarySineseFoundation.org, and by the way, Gary has seen the play, and after the collapse in Afghanistan and the moral injury that has been heaped upon our warriors and their families, Gary approached me to put this tour back on the road. And so Gary's foundation is behind this thing. So if you come to the play, you're going to be able to learn about the programs and services that the Gary Sinise Foundation has. You're going to be able to see this show. And yeah, if you go to the GarySineseFoundation.org and you scroll down, you'll see Last Out. Just click on that, click on the Sioux Falls tab, and you can get your tickets there. It's free to veterans. It's free to military families and first responders, and then all the proceeds go to the Gary Sinise Foundation.
So if you get a chance, come out. Again, it's Friday evening and Saturday evening. Again, Saturday evening at 7, Friday evening at 7. If you'd like to get tickets, again, if you served in the military, it's free. If you're currently serving in the military, it's free. If you're first responder, it's free. General public, you can buy a ticket, but you know what? The good chunk of that is all going right back to a really good cause as well. So I think it's a great thing. It's a great investment. Gary Sinise Foundation presents a Hero's Journey production, Last Out, Elegy of a Green Beret. And again, we've got the guy who is... Are you going to be performing this weekend here as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So I play the protagonist, a guy named Master Sergeant Danny Patton, who was based on 3 Green Beret team sergeants that didn't make it home. I've rolled them all into one character. The cast, John, is almost entirely veteran, and then the other members are military family members. And so the entire cast is from the military community. So when people watch this, the authenticity that they're going to see and feel, it's really quality performance. We train very, very hard for this, and I think people are going to be blown away by the level of performance and the authenticity of the storytelling.
Well, and again, the gentleman we're talking to on the phone right now, the creator of the program and one of the actors in the program, get out, see him, see this production this weekend. Thank you so much for your time today, sir. I appreciate it a bunch.
Yeah, thanks, John. And I hope folks, again, go to GarySineseFoundation.org, scroll down, come see the show. It'll change your life. I'm going to make it really easy to find. I'll throw a link to it so you can get your tickets at Facebook.com/SunnyRadio and Facebook.com/Sioux Falls News.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Time now for This Day in Sioux Falls History, brought to you by the Sioux Falls Fun Page and Sunny 93.3. It was on this day, July 27th, 1969, the USS South Dakota Battleship Memorial was opened to the public. Although the official dedication ceremony was over a month away, September 7th, 1969, the exhibit and the museum were opened today, July 27th, 1969. Sometimes called Battleship X, USS South Dakota saw action in both the Pacific and Atlantic theaters during World War II. The ship played a part in both battles of Guadalcanal, Santa Cruz, the Gilbert Stewart and Marshall Islands campaign, the Philippines campaign, the battles of Okinawa and Iwo Jima, and the bombardment of Japan, and many more. The USS South Dakota is the most decorated ship in the entire American fleet for its service during World War II. And you can see the memorial at 12th and Kiwanis in Sioux Falls. This day in Sioux Falls history has been brought to you by SiouxFallsFunPage.com and Sunny 93.3.
How much do you pay for your cell phone every month? If that's more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current one. Whether you're a fan of iPhones or Samsung, they both work well with Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying. Just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Thursday, July 27th, brought to you by GenesisGoldIRA.com. Equity markets wobbled Wednesday following the Fed's 25 basis point interest rate hike. That hike put the base rate at 550 basis points and the highest level in over 2 decades. The statement indicated a possible pause at the next meeting, but left the door open for another historic interest rate hike later in the year. The data-dependent Fed will watch the inflation data for its next Q, and the next release is just around the corner. The PCE price index is due out, and it may alter the Fed's trajectory. The index is expected to moderate from the previous month, and the question is, by how much and if the decline will be sustained. As it is, the price of oil is on the rise, and oil underpins the cost of everything. With it on the rise, it is likely that inflation will remain hot, if not accelerate, and lead the FOMC to raise rates higher and higher. Regardless, there is little expectation for a rate cut until 2024, if then. You can get the inside track at MarketBeatMinute.com.
Why did the chicken cross the road? To save money on insurance at InsuranceChicken.com. Do you have the best plan for you? Find out at InsuranceChicken.com. Let's face it, we don't even want insurance. We need it. But you don't need to overpay. Head over to InsuranceChicken.com to see your rates from several different companies. All available in one place at InsuranceChicken.com. The other guys have a gecko, a duck, and an emu. Why not a chicken? InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.